Hello, this is Ina from Taproot Tarot, and not too long ago I put out a birthday haul video where I mentioned that I still had some more holiday gift and birthday orders on the way. So this is part two, and since there is an interest in historical tarot and TDM decks right now, I wanted to showcase a few of these just to give people an idea of what's out there. Not necessarily just for consumerism purposes, but also just for the interest of it. So I found out from Ellen at Mundi Tarot that Carttogram has mass market style decks. So normally they make these gorgeous hand printed decks, and with each deck that I ordered from them, they included some beautiful examples of their handmade, artisanal decks, which I think are just absolutely gorgeous. I'm a very practical card reader, though. They also included these cute little bookmarks. And I just really like a sturdy, usable, practical deck. And they have a couple of those. And I realized I don't have any facsimiles of Type 1 TDMs. I have plenty of cleaned up versions of various Type 1s, most notably the Dodal and Noble. But I've really been getting into appreciating the look of facsimiles more, so I decided to go ahead and get these for myself for my birthday. And they're really affordable. Agnes, I'm not sure how you say that in French. She was very kind and responsive when I emailed her about the additional tariff costs, which might be changing next month, but she was able to send these from France without additional costs. And they are lovely linen, but kind of creamy feeling. They're not slippy and slidey. They've got some grip to them. They're just really perfect. I haven't worked with them yet, but gosh, they're just gorgeous. And I really love the Dodal decks. I'm kind of leaning toward a preference for Type 1 TDMs. So I'm really glad to get a facsimile version. I have several Dodals, and I have a video that compares a few of them. It's called something like, compare this travesty to my other Dodal decks or something like that. Because there is a modern cleaned up version of a Dodal, which is horrific and super funny. The only other Noble tarot I have is the Fleur Noire Noble, which is absolutely beautiful and is a pocket size like this one is. But this one, as you can see, is a facsimile, and it has just these gorgeous bright colors. And I think the Dodal might be my favorite TDM. I'm never going to settle on just one, I'm sure, but these colors are just gorgeous. I love a Noble as well. The Knights in the Noble are probably some of my favorites, and I'll show you why. Look at those colors in the Knights. Just stunning. And the Fleur Noire version, which is still for sale by Fleur Noire's wife, Roxana, I think her name is. And she's also very kind. I've emailed back and forth with her as well. But that is available along with his books and some other decks that he sells. So I have his book as well as his cleaned up version of this deck. But this is just stunning. Look at, can you see why I just love these Knights? They're just absolutely amazing. Love. So yeah, I really like Fleur Noire's bright, clean version of this, and I also love this facsimile version, so I'm thrilled to have both. I ordered this book. It was only €5. It's in French, but I thought, why not? As long as I'm making an order from France, I may as well. And then, like I said, she included some hand-painted decks and some bookmarks, or hand-painted extra cards and some bookmarks, and then they were packaged so beautifully in these little bags with seals. So it was a lovely package to receive. Next, I got a couple of Nova Mundi's decks, which I've really been wanting, and I'm so excited for these. I ordered these from Game Crafters, and the quality is fantastic. I'm going to do a walkthrough of her Bacchus Tarot alongside the original Fondenbora that this is based on. This one is really unique. She says that no one else has this in print. It's the Beltramo Torino, and you can even see there's a butterfly with this Queen of Batons. How amazing is that? The cardstock is just fantastic. It's glossy, but nice and slidey. And she has a version of this that is brightened. This one looks more antique. I actually prefer this, but all of her work is absolutely stunning. This is such a unique and historically important deck. So she's got videos where she walks through all of these and tells you more about them. But it's one of her unique finds, and the yellow in this is one of the unique characteristics of this deck. And look at that butterfly. And she had to redo a couple of them. I think the sun was one where she found an example from a similar deck and then changed the colors to match this one. So an incredible piece of work. Versions of it are available on MPC as well, I believe, but I ordered mine on Game Crafters. I'm so pleased with it. And this one I have a feeling is about to become one of my very favorite decks. I'm so excited for it. And this was a recommendation from a commenter on I have a video on the history of the Marteau tarot, which I do plan on doing a part 2 of. So this deck will come in handy, but this is the version of it by Colette Sylvester. So it has the old Marteau coloration of the Nicolas Conver deck. And I will link that video in the description if you're interested. But it's a really lovely version. It's nice and shuffleable. And the colors are just beautiful. The sunlight is creating some weirdness. But this one has the fleur-de-lis, which is the earliest iteration of this coloration. So, which was first developed in 1930. And again, I have more history of this in my video that I will link. I'm not remembering what I called it off the top of my head, but this deck comes in 2 different versions. One of them has more of like a purplish or bluish box. I absolutely love the look of this one, so I really held out for it. And these are all, I think this was one of the ones I got with a gift card, and it comes with this bag that kind of matches the tealish blue color. And I think this presentation is just so pleasing. I love the colors of this box. So that is the Tarot of Marseille by Colette Sylvester. And it is a Grancher deck. And finally, I received an order from Tarot Revive. And I have no idea how this creator, Zhao Chen is the name of the creator. They are super duper talented at restoring historical decks. And I have no idea how they managed to ship these decks. They're very inexpensive, and I think shipping from China was like $10 with no extra fees. I don't know if that's still the case. I kind of waited, holding my breath, to see if it would actually arrive to me without having to pay extra. So I got this Tarocchi Milanese, which is a Teodoro Dotti deck, and it came with a book, which I was not expecting. And he's got 2 similar ones. I saw these first on Mariana's channel. I'm having such a total brain fart. I will tag her channel name in the description. I'll probably remember it here in a minute. But she bought the version which comes in a bright pink box. And these are just some of the early decks inspired by Gumpenberg, who created the Sopraffino. And so these are they're finer engravings of the Italian tarots. And what I love about this one, first of all, green is my favorite color, so I just love the greens that are featured in this deck. I like how the people are just kind of Mediterranean in appearance and could be interpreted as being from a variety of ethnic backgrounds, which I think is nice. The art is absolutely stunning. But one of my favorite things, this is very similar to a Sopraffino or the Tarot Classic or the Ancient Italian Tarot, but look at this. Okay, there's one exception. Which is the Moon card, and we have a free crustacean or lobster, not on a plate. So it is very similar to the Ancient Italian or Sopraffino or Tarot Classic type Moon card, But our lobster friend is not served up on a plate. He appears to be very much alive and maybe even joining in with the dogs howling at the moon, which I really love. So that just absolutely delighted me when I realized this about this deck. So here are the backs, and then I'm running out of battery, but I want to show you really quick. I also received the Jeu de Minkiate by Francois de Pouilly, and historically there were 3 different versions of this deck at least, made by both Francois and relatives. And it's a very different Minkiate from any of the traditional Minkiates. This version has 41 triumphs, including a fool. But another version of it was a 78 card deck. Now, it's not one that follows the TDM triumphs at all. So this is an expansion pack with slightly different versions of some of these, making it a 78 card deck, or it can be a Minkiate sized deck. But it does not include all of the same types of cards as a traditional Italian Minkiate. The suits are French pips, and then it has courts from the different continents. And I am running out of battery, so I'm going to wrap this up, but I will talk more about this. But this is Tarot Revive, and the creator is Zhao Chen. And what an absolute treasure trove of decks that they have just restored a bunch of historical decks, and they're just gorgeous. So definitely check them out if you're interested. And I don't know about the shipping situation, but it went well for me. And I think I paid, I said 10, but I'm pretty sure it was only $8 in shipping from China. So that is my holiday/birthday haul part 2. And I am so glad you could join me. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.